Hi guys, it's Mewtwo2King. So me and Salem were talking about a potential Smash Ultimate demo tier list, mainly just for funsies. So obviously a lot of the stuff's going to change. This only includes like the 30 characters. I haven't even played half the characters, but we know we've still got information on some. We can still theory craft. Maybe this could happen. Maybe this could happen. So based on the information we know so far, which again isn't significant, it's just a demo tier list for fun. We decided to collectively make a tier list of all the characters in Ultimate in the order we think they should be, or at least something in the ballpark. Obviously, we could be way off. Like, we might put someone top tier, might end up being mid-tier later. You don't know. There's a lot of theory craft here, but again, we did this for fun. And we thought that some of the theories might be interesting. So, I will begin. So, first, we have Bayonetta is the best for the demo. Me and Salem both believe that Bayonetta is the best. Salem says Bayo's God. But again, Salem's like, oh, she's just going to be nerfed anyway, so it doesn't matter. I probably agree, because, you know, especially when what MK Leo did to Plup in that one match. Even though Greens, by the way, has the smallest ceiling ever, so don't count that particular match as an example of what she can do, because that doesn't even mean she can do it on other stages. She may or may not be able to on other stages. Just note that in Melee, Greens has an incredibly low ceiling, so don't use that particular match as evidence. But just saying, that Sakurai did look at that, and apparently he was shaking his head, so she's probably going to be nerfed. But there's no way that a character like Bayonetta will ever be bad. You'd have to completely change everything, like, to make her bad. I just don't see that being possible. Anyway, number 2, Pokémon Trainer. Now, the reason I think Pokémon Trainer is amazing is because if any of the 3 characters are good, or good in different matchups, you can just keep counterpicking people. If you're a master of all 3 characters, it's a learning curve, because you have to learn 3 characters, kind of like how I learned 3 characters in Melee. Like, imagine you have to fight my Marth, Sheik, and Fox in Melee, and I'll switch between them every stock. It's a lot of learning curve for me, but it's also a lot of learning curve for you at the same time. Or maybe Squirtle's good in one matchup, or Ivysaur in another, Charizard in another, or they're good in different situations. Theoretically, you could use, if fully mastered, you can use these strengths to their advantage. The other thing is that you could switch, apparently you could switch to escape combos very quickly, maybe only a few frames or less. Potentially 1 frame, but maybe just a few frames to like escape a combo or to land. So that could be useful for escaping combos or maybe landing while also being able to counterpick. And if any of the 3 characters are strong, that's very good. So, you know, maybe not second best in the game, but I definitely think the potential is there to make them very good. I just can't see them being a bad character in any way. They're definitely one of the better characters in my personal opinion. Number 3 is Ryu. Now, the reason I think this is because of 2 potential theories. If one of these theories are true, then the character's potential becomes much greater. One of them is ledge trapping. Now, I'm sure you've probably heard that Ryu always faces you. That means that Ryu can just spam down tilt on the ledge over and over and over until it hits, and then potentially combo that into something good. That also means that the best way to escape that is to ledge roll. Now, the thing is, if you ledge roll behind Ryu, he just faces you immediately anyway. So that means he's still going to hit you with the down tilt. Now, I don't know much about his down tilt, but if it's anything like it was before, that means that he's going to be able to just ledge trap you for free by holding down and mashing the A button. And let's say there's one way to escape it or something. Let's say you have to like drop from the ledge and jump back and then do this or that. Let's say there's like one way to escape it. If you're covering everything except one particular option, that's still really good, because that means you could just spam it until you condition them to do that one option, and then you force it to a 50-50 situation, which is still really good, because it's a lot better than them having like 3 or 4 options. You make it like cover everything or almost everything. Overall, it's just a much better position just by the fact that you can't roll behind him. So I just find that to be very useful personally. The second thing is that overall, I heard that he can do like aerials into like his B attacks, which means you could do like an aerial and then do like a Shoryuken or something. I heard it's like maybe not as strong, but the theory behind that could be very high. Now, if one of those 2 things ends up being broken, then that makes the character very good automatically. The character could be potentially much slower, but it'd be interesting to think that he could be potentially that good if both of those things are as broken as they could maybe be. Number 4 would be Inkling. And the reason I personally believe they're higher, Salem thinks they're lower, but I think they're up there. I think they're around 4th or so. And that's because they seem amazing in every single way. Like, their aerials are all amazing. They're super fast, auto-cancels fast, all this stuff. The only weaknesses is their damage output, and their KR power is not amazing. I think they're going to be a character that's going to be like really good in doubles to support with like a strong character. Like, maybe Little Mac or Jigglypuff or someone, you put them in the ground for the roller, and then they're inked, and then you win neutral, and then they're inked, and then frozen, then you hit them with a strong move and kill them. They can be amazing in doubles. But in singles, I think they're going to be amazing too. Their only weaknesses are going to be KO power and damage output. But I think with their mobility and edge guarding, which is often very important at top level Smash historically in other Smash games, I feel like the mobility that they offer and the fact that they have a pretty good recovery, movement, overall I see them as one of the stronger characters. I'm pretty sure they're going to be one of the stronger characters in my opinion. Marth, I just put him at 5th because he's the same old Marth as always. Side B, it starts faster, but it has a lot more end lag. Overall, I think his jab and side B are nerfed. He actually might be worse than the Smash 4 Marth. But the Smash 4 Marth is top tier, so at worst, he's going to be high tier. And I just don't see him being worse than high tier. And in the best case scenario, he'll be top tier. He's just so similar to before. I just don't see him being drastically better or worse in any way. It's too similar. Pikachu seemed straight up buffed except for Quick Attack. Quick Attack seems like it's nerfed, according to most people. But outside of that, it seems like his forward smash, thunder, even forward air just kills so fast, down air spikes. Just having all these kill moves and all these ways to gimp you, he just seems like a slightly better version of last game. Now, maybe putting him 6, that might be too high, but I still think he's definitely going to be one of the stronger characters. He's definitely one of the stronger characters, in my opinion. Sheik, according to players like Salem and Void, they think theoretically she could be top tier, and when players like that are saying that, that gives more supporting evidence. The tilts, her combo game is going to be weaker, especially when you lose perfect pivots, but now you can do things like, kind of like in Melee, like what Plup does a lot, like running the F tilt, running down tilt, stuff like that. You have more options to approach in general just because of the game, but I mean, technically that's every character, so it doesn't matter. And their KO power is stronger, so Sheik's weakness of KO power, that is lessened, and this game has super nerfed Rage. Like, Rage matters way less in Ultimate than it does in Smash 4, so that's another thing. So for both those reasons, Sheik's KO power won't be as horrible as before. So I just see a character that mobile can't be that bad. Probably higher top tier, most likely. This is where it gets, well, actually, I should say, I would say Mario's ballpark would be like right after Sheik somewhere, maybe not too far. And the reason is I just think Mario is very similar to before. The up B seems to kill now. It probably won't Rage jank them. Yeah, it definitely won't actually because Rage is so nerfed. But up B is more of a KO move. Down throw you can't really spam up tilt like before, but you can still do some combos. Fireballs are better for approaching. Overall, it's just same old Mario. Solid character, definitely one of the better characters. So Mario's very interesting. After this point, this is where it gets more controversial and interesting. Next would probably be Mega Man. I think Mega Man has a lot of potential. I was looking at his nerfs and buffs from like what I read from like what other people were doing, just so I can get more information on the character. And it seems like Mega Man's like forward air, back air, pellets, F smash, leaf shield. They seemed like they're all buffed. The only thing that's really worse, it seemed, as far as I was able to read, was the footstool shenanigans with the Metal Blade. Those are super nerfed compared to before, but everything else seems like it's the same and or better than before. And I already felt personally like he was an underrated character in Smash 4. And, you know, results also backed it up. Like, when I fight Scat, I find him really hard, and then you have players like Kameme. At that one time, he got second to Allied Evo, even taking out Zero before, and he seems like an even better Mega Man now. So I feel like the potential of this character, especially when you have, like, forward air, you have so imagine this, like, Mega Man throws you off the stage, right? You have pellets to edge guard, forward air, which has more kill power, back air, which is a bigger hitbox, and you have things like you put a leaf shield around you, and apparently leaf shield's even better. So you can either edge guard them or ledge trap them, and both of those situations, in theory, should be better. So I think that character will end up being very strong. Now you have characters like Zelda, and Salem theory crafts that the down B, that move, will change her neutral a lot, and it will change her ledge trapping a lot. And neutral and ledge trapping are some of the two most important things in Smash 4, and most likely also going to be some of the most important things in Ultimate. If the down B is as amazing as we think it is, yeah, again, this is total theory, but if the down B is as amazing as we all think it can be, like using that and releasing a powerful attack while also being able to control Zelda at the same time, or like shortly afterwards, I feel like you could cover multiple options with powerful attacks, and just being able to cover multiple options by 2 opponents, in theory, could be very powerful. But her, how good she is, her potentially being top tier is, according to me and Salem, well, mainly Salem actually, is that in the best case scenario, or what he's theory crafting, is that that could change a lot. I think that we think the down B could be a game changer for her neutral and for her ledge trapping. So that's why she could potentially be the bottom of top tier. Now, another controversial opinion is Little Mac being a contender for top tier. Maybe the worst of the top tier, perhaps, but that is, you know, a good best case scenario. Basically, the game's mechanics benefit him a lot. He loses some perfect pivot combos, yeah, but now he has things like running down tilt, which is like really good. Like, yeah, he doesn't have a running dash attack anymore, but he can like dash dance now, pretty good. He seems to run really fast in a game based around ground movement. Since the new mechanics seem to support that, or like that's more important. Like how good your ground game is extra important now. I feel like that could be very important. According to Salem, one of his quotes is that Little Mac could potentially be Cloud without a sword. And now he can also side B, up B. But I don't know how good that is. His recovery might still be trash. I don't know yet. It's just too early. And I haven't seen much Mac footage. I can see him being very good in doubles with as a support, but you know, this tier list is mainly for singles. The running down tilt could be really useful though, because you could move from point A to point B very safely, and if you space that, it could be safe. But again, these are just theories, and more, if anything, this is more of a best case scenario. So now the high tier. I think Mewtwo is like the top of the high tier. That's where me and Salem think he could maybe be. Basically, he gained and lost some things. What he lost was he can no longer land easily by teleporting to platforms. Like on Battlefield, you saw how he teleported to the platform. He can't do that much anymore. I even talked to Abadong about this. Abadong was like, yeah, Mewtwo's not as good at landing. He's not sure how he feels about him. Another nerf I noticed was that his forward air, it's alright. It doesn't seem to have the same range as it did in Smash 4 though. However, now he gains things like running down tilt, which is, while down tilt itself is a move that's nerfed, the fact that you can do it out of a run, and it's the same muscle memory inputs as melee for all you melee players. This is the same, if not even faster. That seems really good. Also, you can combo it out of running down tilt after like Shadow Ball, which I got on my very first try trying the game. I literally just shot a Shadow Ball, and then it hit them, and then I did running down tilt. And I've never practiced that in my life. I got my first try, and I got like a 42 damage combo from 0. And he's also very fast. He's super fast. The only problem is he's also another problem is he's still super light. But yeah, he could be top tier, but he could be high tier. I definitely think he's higher top. Snake seems very similar to Brawl overall, but a little nerfed. But he's so good in Brawl. He's top tier in Brawl that even if he's nerfed, he's still amazing. I don't know much about the character. I'm not going to pretend I do. I didn't even watch too many vids of this particular character because I just wasn't personally as interested. I just know that the general consensus is that he's still very, very solid. When I played him one time, I felt very heavy. Up tilt and F tilt were nerfed, but it still seems like solid moves. He still has like grenades and new shield. C4 seems even stronger. I still feel like since he's so similar, I don't think he'll be drastically different. Maybe just slightly worse than before, probably. Oh yeah, and you can't tech chase anymore. I mean, you can't re-grab tech chase over and over because of the 1 second rule. But you can still do an attack. And I heard you can like up throw, up tilt or something. I don't know if that's true. Get some like combos. So next would be Link. The main thing with Link, besides aerials, like you can do like short hop fair, does like 20 damage, which is really useful in my opinion. But you know, maybe mainly as an anti-air. I think, and me and Salem think that the bombs could be a game changer. There are buffs and nerfs to this bomb. Like you could do like bomb combos in Smash 4 that you can't do now in the same way. But you could also use these new bombs since you can explode it at like any time and it only takes a few frames to detonate it the second time. You could use that for ledge trapping, and the ledge trapping potential is very high because it's like, oh, they did X movement, you react by pressing the B button or the down B button or whatever, and then you just like explode it, and then that just seems like it has a lot of potential. That could maybe be a game breaker for Link, which could help him a lot. And you can even use it to recover, I heard. You can just like Z-drop it and then blow yourself up or stuff. I never seen it, I heard that. I just feel like Link's going to be slightly better. Like I think the bombs are going to be like one of the deciding things. Of course, grabs too, like the difference of grapple, extra arrows. But yeah, I think that's going to be one of the deciding things. Ike, I have right after that. The landing lag is the main thing of Ike. Just like Ganon, I think the landing lag difference is going to be the game changer for Ike. Ike was always a character that liked to jump around, do aerials. Now he has these same aerials with less lag. This character, even though I have him in high tier, I think he has the potential to be top tier. Maybe, based on a lot of factors, because he's just so strong. All his moves are all his areas are gonna be buffed. Oh, and up air is different. It's like, it's faster than before, and it has less lag. It auto cancels. Like, you can shut out up air and auto cancel. Overall, it seems like a buffed up air. So basically, all his areas are just better than before. Also, Eruption's buffed. It's like, you can release it in like Edge Guard and/or Ledge Trap better. And you can now do things like, maybe you want a running down tilt to like run up to them and then space it down tilt, and that can combo into other stuff. This character has potential to be top tier, I think, but most likely high tier. Ganon would be right next. Same situation as like landing lag. All his landing lags super buffed. It's basically like Ike Part 2, or Ike would be Ganon Part 2, and the fact that the landing lag change is really what changes this character. But it also changes like his up smash, F smash, down smash. They seem all different. They all seem buffed, except the Smash 4 up smash is probably better. But overall his smashes are buffed. Overall his areas are buffed. But Ganon side, here's another thing. He gets bodied by two things. One is you can camp him out. He runs so slow. You can just camp him out. And number two is his recovery. It's just as garbage as ever. He just falls down. His up B seems like it's solid, but I mean, again, it's just you can just hit him while he's falling down. And in the past, it was like, oh, well, Ganon has the threat of Ganon side. If there's a big percent difference, it's like, oh, I have to watch it for Ganon side, right? But now, apparently, you can mash out of the Ganon side. And if you can mash out of the Ganon side, that makes Ganon side a lot worse. You don't have to like respect it as much. Or like, let's say Ganon's up 2 stock high percent in Smash 4, and you're at like 1 stock 0%. Well, Ganon could just Ganon side you and then win the game for free. Well, that's obviously not going to be the case as much anymore, because Ganon side is worse. What does that mean? That means you can just go outside, Edgeguard Ganon, and oh, you got Ganon side mash out. That's the theory behind it. So his recovery is just going to be the same or worse than before, but his on-stage is going to be significantly buffed. Overall, he's going to be a better character. I don't see him as top tier in singles, though. But I still see him as like stronger. Much stronger than before. He's probably going to be somewhere average. Definitely viable, though. But characters I can give him, probably going to give him trouble. This is the early theory. Pit, the short version is that overall, he received more buffs than nerfs. Dash attack seemed like it's a KO move, but it's like overall nerfed. But besides that, he's like forward air, aerials in general. It's like a lot of stuff in general just seems like it's slightly better than before. So as many people considered Pit like his average character before, now you take the average character, given a lot more buffs than nerfs. It's gonna be, I would say, a solid character. Don't know exactly how to rate him, but he seems like he'll be solid. Sonic would be next. Mainly, he's a lot weaker than before. Side B got a huge nerf, not only from the mechanics that you can't go past somebody, but also it just seems like worse across the board. He can no longer just side B and win. Like before in Smash 4, it's like you just side B and then you cancel the shield if you think they'll attack you, or it's like 6 frames of invincibility right away, and you just have to respect it. And it was just cancer. Thank God they changed that. And he seems like a little weaker though, but a character with that type of running speed just can't be that bad. Like, you can't be bottom tier if you're that fast. It's not like it's that changed. I always felt Sonic was like underrated in Smash 4. I feel like he's top tier in Smash 4. So even though he's significantly nerfed, I still think he'll still be solid. You just can't just win by side being now. Ness. Now the most interesting thing about Ness, to me, is the down smash change. I find that very interesting. You can just charge down smash, and it the yo-yo goes like under the level. And I heard that 2-framing is still a thing in this game, supposedly. I don't know 100%, but let's say it is. Then that could make him amazing, potentially, because you can... I feel like there's going to be a lot of characters that you can just hold that yo-yo out, and then just turn your brain off and just hold the A button, and then it's charging there. And you can charge smashes for like 3 seconds now, so it's not even like you have to time it. It's just going to be really good in certain matchups, probably. Depending on, if they have to go to the ledge, depending on if it's reliable or not. Yeah, you could just leave it sitting there for like 3 seconds, and then in certain situations they may or may not have to go there for sure, and then you hit them with a charge down smash yo-yo. I feel like that could maybe be a game changer for Ness, based on certain matchups. I feel like that's the most interesting thing I read about Ness. So I think that's the main thing to talk about. That's going to potentially greatly change his tier placing. Right now I have him high, but you know, he could even be much higher if that ends up being broken. We don't know. It's kind of like Link's Bomb. That Link's Bomb could be amazing, potentially. Like if it's amazing for ledge trapping or edge guarding or whatever. Most likely ledge trapping. That could change a lot. Because, you know, ledge trapping is obviously an important part of it. Things like neutral, ledge trapping, and edge guarding, those three things, if you can make one of them like super broken or godlike for whatever reason or another, that can, you know, change how good you are overall as a character a lot. But we don't know this because we never got extensive testing. These are just theories mainly. So next would be Corrin. I played Corrin once, and I was just up smash. I don't even play Corrin in Smash 4, and I was just getting tipper up smashes and tipper F smashes for free without even trying. And I don't know if the tipper got bigger or if I'm just naturally good at tippering for whatever reason. But I was the one game I played I think I played Corrin like 1 or 2 games, but it felt like so easy. But I heard everyone thinks Corrin's a lot worse because like the Psybe got nerfed, but like I don't know. I mean, I guess Corrin's worse because Psybe got nerfed, but other than that, it felt like the same Corrin, and it felt really easy to tipper my moves. So yeah, Psybe's nerfed, but every character seems like the same character. I think he'll be amazing. I think Corrin will be amazing, honestly. It's like Marth being bad. I don't see Marth ever being bad. You have a giant sword. It's like the same with Corrin. You have a giant sword. How bad can you be? Obviously going to be always decent or amazing. Somewhere in that range, probably, I think. Next would be Cloud. I think Cloud is either high tier or mid tier. Honestly, I probably think mid tier, but I think everyone's going to be mad if I say that. But the sword got way smaller. You still have like short hop up air, but it's auto cancels, and the down air still auto cancels. But overall, he's the same character but nerfed. Nair, for example, not only is it way weaker, but it's like half the size of the sword. And then, like, a lot of sword moves are just like a smaller sword in general. Also, limit got a nerf. It's like it takes longer to get limit, and if you get hit while charging, it like doesn't charge or something. I don't know much about that. It's like some Twitter post I read, and then it only lasts for 15 seconds, which means oh, Cloud finally got limit, and now I'm just gonna run away from him for 15 seconds, and then. Also, I feel like his moves, like down B finishing touch, it seemed like half the range of before. Limit side B seemed either the same or worse than before. It's just, I don't know. He just seems, oh yeah, and I've hit people with down tilt, and it felt like the up tilt wasn't, like I felt like I didn't have a guaranteed combo of down tilt, like in the situations that you do in Smash 4. Even if you hit like the end of down tilt, I don't know if that's even like really a thing. He just seems way worse. I know some people are like, oh, it's Cloud, now he's like modest and stuff. Yeah, I feel like he's average. And obviously, I want to play a character better than average. I never felt like he was. I honestly always felt that he was overrated in Smash 4. I don't know why people have put him second. I think he's like probably top 10. Like me, Salem, and Leo, I think he's like the bottom of top 10, like in Smash 4. But apparently, we're the 3 people with the controversial opinions. So whatever. I'm still gonna say what I think. But yeah, that's what I think. And then now to mid tiers. Even though I already went over half the characters, I know it's kind of weird that I have like most characters in top and high tier, but it's just. It's not obvious that one of them is like terrible or anything, you know. Like they all feel like they have at least something going for them. So, again, just early opinions. Ices, obviously, they're way worse than before because they don't have the chain grab. Thank God, that was such cancer. But they have high damage output and they seem like they're strong. So I don't feel like they're gonna be that bad because they still have a disjointed move, aka hammers. And disjoints in games like Smash and 2D platformers, in my opinion, are always good. It's one of the reasons I always use them. Have characters with good range. I think range is important. They have range on all their moves. And as somebody who thinks Brawl Ices are like first or second in Brawl in the current rule set, and Ices are probably like 5th or 6th in Melee, I think Ices in general are just underrated. I think having hammers that do a lot of damage and protect you from all sides with a disjoint, I think that's very good, and I think people don't value that enough. The chain grab just puts them over the top. I don't think Ices are that bad. I can see them even being higher than what I rank them. But I do agree that removing the chain grab makes them much worse than before. Like, instead of top tier, they're maybe mid tier. But, again, oh, and they have, like, desyncs and stuff. And, oh, yeah, Nana can't, if you grab one, instead of the other one just spamming the C-stick to smash attack, you can't do it anymore. Yes, I'm historically salty toward Ices and Brawl, in case you didn't notice. Anyway, next character is probably Ridley. The main thing that's holding Ridley back is his garbage recovery. His up B and side B, they just take so long to come out, I think it sucks. At least he has one extra jump. I think the garbage recovery is going to hold him back, but on stage, he seemed like he was pretty decent. What stuff I'm worried about is like, okay, you side B grab them, but I heard you can mash out right away. If you couldn't, then he'd be way better. I don't know like how much that's going to change. The neutral B, I think that's going to be a frame trapping move. I feel like that has a lot of potential. Honestly, I might be underrating Ridley. Ridley might be better than like Cloud, a few other characters. I might be underrating Ridley, honestly. So I feel like Short Hop Nair is the only one that auto cancels. I tested it, but his Fair and Bear seem like they're pretty strong moves. They seem like he's gonna be really good at edge guarding. Like, you just jump out stage, especially against players who aren't that good and don't know how to recover well. But not that that matters. But well, at top level it doesn't matter. But if he hits you with Bear and Fair, it sends a decent distance. So I feel like his edge guarding is gonna be pretty good. And I feel like his ledge trapping could be good by if you don't want to edge guard your opponent. Let's say this character has like, you're fighting a character that has like amazing recovery for whatever reason. Like, oh, I'm fighting a character that just is gonna recover like Bayonetta. She's just gonna recover anyway, right? So you don't want to try to edge guard her because it's Bayonetta. Let's just say that's the situation. So you rather go on stage to ledge trap them. Well, something I figured you could do is could just charge up your fireball attack and then like make the arc hit, so that if they stay on the ledge they get hit, and if they roll into your mouth, and if they try to ledge jump they get hit with the flames. This is just like a theory, but I feel like his fire attack could be really good for ledge trapping specifically. Anyway, I feel like his ledge trapping could be useful for that specifically. Also, he has good running speed across the ground, and I don't know if his moves are disjointed or part of his body. I feel like that could be very important. Like, if his moves are disjointed, like his wings and stuff, and his tilts and up airs and all that, if they're disjointed and they don't count as his hurt box, then they're amazing. But if they count as his hurt box, then they're not. And I don't know. These are just so many unknown things that like actually matter. Oh, and that's one of the problems I had with Mewtwo. I heard somebody say that his tail is a hurt box now, which is something that made me skeptical on that character. Like, yes, Mewtwo has a lot going for him, but if his tail is really a hurt box, I feel like that changes a lot, because it's like, oh, now I can just trade with Mewtwo instead of Mewtwo spacing me out. Like, stuff like that could actually matter a lot top level play. But again, these are a lot of what ifs. I can't confirm or deny anything because I just don't know. This is stuff I read on the internet. But yeah, I might be underrating Ridley. Ridley might even be better than what I'm saying, actually. But I don't see him as top tier with like, but with a recovery that garbage, with side B and up B, it just doesn't go that far and it takes so long to start. I feel like as people learn to edge guard better, it's going to nerf him a lot. But yeah, at least he's really strong. And and you can do like running tilts, because when you run fast, that's useful, because then you can get from point A to point B. By the time that your opponent reacts to you, it's like, oh, like, you have to factor in human reaction time. Like, let's say a human reaction time is like 1/5 of a second or 1/4 of a second, right? One of them, and then so it's like 12, 15 frames or something. And then by the time you would move toward them, like, if you run fast, you can cover more range, and what I call an unreactable. So being able to run fast is, I think, very important. So especially in a game that's more ground-based, which is why I think so highly of Lotomax potential and stuff. Like, yeah. Next character would probably be DK. One of the things that I think is actually really nerfed to DK is that, in Smash 4, you can just run at someone and press down the C-stick, and then on frame 2 and onwards, you can dash attack, and that's because you can bypass the run in A. Because if you press forward in A and try to dash attack right away, for the first 3 frames, the game thinks you're trying to forward smash. So basically what I'm saying is, in a game like Melee, where you can't do a down C dash attack, you can't actually dash attack until like frame 4 or something like that. But in Brawl, and every game after Brawl, besides Ultimate, you can run, and then on frame 2 of your dash attack, on frame 2 of your run, you can press down the C-stick and make a dash attack happen. So you can dash attack like almost instantly. And I feel like that's useful with characters with great dash attacks, which is a huge nerf to characters who don't have a great dash attack. Unless they change that, please change that, Nintendo. But yeah, so we can't do that was a big part of my neutral, is like, you mix up that with like running shield grabs and and back airs and other stuff to condition them differently, attacks from different spacings. I personally think that's a big nerf. His up B only does 12 damage instead of 30 plus damage, which is another nerf because I used to use that for comboing and hitting people on purpose. Back air, you can still sure have double bear, but it only barely works. But his forward air spike's buffed. I don't know if that's useful though, because I always edge guard with back air, so I don't know if that's actually going to be important. Because if I'm just edge guarding with back air anyway, the forward air spike doesn't seem to matter too much. So I don't know if that actually matters at top level play, because I think back air frame traps are better. And you can giant punch off stage, which is good. And his down B, you can use it to, like, as Larry Lur showed, you can use it to, like, zigzag in the air, or I don't know, I don't remember if you can actually. But I know you can have, like, less landing lag for sure. So you have less landing lag by using the down B. But I feel like people can just do up airs and just hit you anyway. So I don't know. I feel like he's actually worse because and Ding Dong. Ding Dong, it still exists. I got people with Ding Dong, but it seems like it's not as broken as in Smash 4. So overall, I'd say DK's nerfed, but I feel like he has buffs and nerfs. But yeah, I'd say he's nerfed overall. It's my current impression. Bowser is the exact same Bowser as always, except that he lost up throw. Up throw doesn't do crap. It's just the up throw sends you really far and you can't combo. It's just, oh, I have a better position than you. Like, who cares? I mean that's good, but it's obviously way worse than before. So yeah, Bowser's obviously a lot worse from that, but he still has big combos. Like I played Naira's Bowser one time, like with Kirby. Like we only played like 1 or 2 games, like, and I was just trying out characters at E3, and then he did a landing nair, which he hit me twice for 19 damage, and he did a full hop nair, and I landed on the battlefield platform, and then he did jump fair, and I was at like 61 or 62 damage from 0. I just watched my character take all that damage like immediately. So it's like, okay, well Bowser still has crazy combos, but he can no longer just grab you and win. Also, I think Bowser's don't use up B at a shield enough, and I think that might be really useful. But he also seemed really heavy. Oh, characters like Bowser and Snake, they seemed really heavy when I played them. Mewtwo seemed just as light as ever, and Snake and Bowser seemed just as heavy as ever. That was my impression when I played them. But yeah, this is basically the same old Bowser without the up throw. DK's same old DK without the Ding Dong, or worse Ding Dong. Next, I have Villager, and overall the characters. I heard that Jab 1 was like a big part of his neutral, and I heard that that's like nerfed now. Also, the Axe nerf on Shield is like seems to be worse. He has more range on Fair and Bear, but overall he just and Dare takes longer to start up, but it kills. Overall, that seems like more nerfs than buffs, which is kind of weird. I didn't expect that. Villager's like kind of like average, maybe mid or high tier, but then it seemed like his nerfs and buffs either evened out or maybe he got the worst end of the stick. I don't know. But that's obviously nothing super special, in my opinion. Unless edge guarding becomes a huge part of the game, and then Villager can just body you with edge guarding, then that would all completely change. Pac-Man, I'll be honest, I probably know the least about this character, so I'm just gonna say it. Across the board, Pac-Man seems buffed, but I don't understand this character, so I don't know crap. Don't even take my words seriously on this character. I don't know crap. Anyway, low tier, Fox. As people know, Fox is one of the worst characters, and some of the reasons are side B. It takes longer to start up, a lot longer, like a third of a second it feels like. I don't know, I'm just guessing. And then apparently you can't side B through them until they fix that. I heard they wanted to fix that though, so maybe they'll just fix that so that you can't go through people. Which if they fix that, characters like Fox and Sonic are automatically going to become better because you want to side B through people and you want to run through people and side B through people with Sonic and Fox. But yeah, until they fix that, again, this is a demo tier list. In theory, that's going to be a big nerf, and all his tilts seem like they're laggier. Like up tilt, his up tilts didn't seem that great. Overall, he's still Fox, and he's like top tier in Smash 4. So even if he's nerfed a lot, I doubt he'll be that bad. But he's definitely not as good as he was in Smash 4, that's for sure. In the bottom tiers, in no order, is Samus and Kirby. Kirby and Samus. So for Kirby, dash attack kills now. But otherwise, he's the same old slow Kirby, and unless he has some crazy grab combos or ways to like something amazing, I don't know, then I don't see him being drastically different than Smash 4. And I just don't know much about Kirby's doing anything in Smash 4 historically, so it's really hard to say. And then Samus probably got it the worst, and it's mainly because of a few things. First off, dash attack is nerfed in the sense that it no longer combos as good. Also, up air doesn't combo as good. So the move itself is worse. But there's also another thing that's a lot worse, and that's the mechanic that you can't instant dash attack, as I mentioned before, where you run and then press down the C stick to dash attack on frame 2. Please put that back, Nintendo. It's a good thing. But you currently, in the demo at least, you could not do that. I hope they fix that. But Samus really needed to like burst attack out of shield. I call it a burst attack because you move from point A to point B quickly. Like you can release shield and then run at them in frame 2 of the dash, frame 2 of the run. You just down C and dash attack right away. Yeah, you have to be running for a while to start dash attack, which makes dash attacks worse in general because you might as well run down tilt anyway. So yeah, I think that's a big nerf to Samus. The dash attack itself is worse, and the fact that you can't do it right away is also worse. So basically, Samus's best game plan is now nerfed, and the best way to play her effectively is pretty much just to keep camping. So, yeah, she might need buffs the most of all the characters. So, yeah, buff Samus. and fix that down C instant dash attack thing, which would just make the game a lot better for me specifically, and also just a lot of top players, and just has no consequences at all. But yeah, obviously this is only a demo tier list, and it's complete theory. I showed Salem the lists and discussed it with Salem before posting this. Obviously a lot super controversial, like Little Mac and Zelda top tier. Like, who knows? They could even be low tiers. When the game comes out, this video could be laughingstock, and then they could end up being low tiers. But I liked being a little controversial and just saying the theoretical best case scenario what ifs, because I thought it'd be interesting to think about. So I don't think people think open-minded. I don't think enough people think open-minded. They think too much. Oh, this guy said this. I'm just gonna copy the safe option endlessly. That way they're never too far off. But I just find that boring. Anyway, that's my Smash demo theoretical tier list. Don't take it too seriously. This is mainly open for discussion. You know, theories. I always like a theory craft. That's probably one of the reasons I got good at a bunch of Smash games, because I just did this a lot. Eventually, you're gonna be right. You're gonna be wrong a lot, and you're gonna be right a lot, but sometimes be right, and that's great when you are. I also thought it was an interesting discussion. So that's my Smash demo tier list. Please share it if you find it interesting, or just share because I'm trying to grow YouTube, and that would benefit me a lot. So do that. All right, that's all. Bye.